Hello, and welcome to this Patient First Improvement Programme webinar. My name is Chris Clement, and I am one of the Patient First practitioners at the Trust. Today, I will go through Gemba, what it is, and how we use Gemba throughout the Trust. So let's understand the learning objectives for today. At the end of this webinar, you will understand what Gemba translates to. You will understand what Gemba is and is not. You will learn what method you can use to complete your Gemba. And you will learn how to manage your Gemba commitments as an individual and as a team. Also, throughout this webinar, I will give you the opportunity to confirm what you have learned via some simple questions. So please join in. This webinar will last approximately 20 minutes. So, what is Gemba? Gemba is an essential part of the lean management philosophy. Its initial purpose is to allow managers and leaders the chance to observe actual work process, engage with employees, gain knowledge about the work process, and explore opportunities for continuous improvement. You may hear Gemba being referred to as Gemba with purpose or going for a Gemba walk. Gemba is a Japanese word which translates to the actual place. However, in lean organisations such as our Trust, Gemba's translation widens to mean the place where value is created. We will explore this further on the next slide. It is important to understand what Gemba is and what Gemba is not. Gemba should be a planned event. You should have an agreed objective like what are you going to go and see and why. And you should have agreed outputs and actions as a result of the Gemba. For example, from what you have seen, what did you find? And what are you going to do next? Gemba is not an ad hoc visit somewhere. Just popping into a department is not Gemba. It's not a chance to make changes or performance manage people or processes. And it's not a PR exercise. Of course, there is a place for all of these things within your working day, but these should not be referred to as Gemba. Gemba must have a purpose. Like I said in the previous slide, in a lean organisation, Gemba translates to the actual place where value is created. But what does this mean? Well, here's a scenario for you. There is a problem in Clinic A. Patients are sent there to wait to see the doctor. However, they tend to wait in excess of 45 minutes to see the doctor. This has caused some patients to become frustrated and to give negative feedback to the hospital. To really understand this problem, the best thing I can do is go and see it for myself. I need to go and Gemba. The place where the value is created in this scenario is Clinic A. So, using our scenario and remembering what Gemba is and is not, what would you do next? Well, hopefully, you are going to go and Gemba. The Gemba process follows a familiar lean tool that is often used throughout the Trust. Let's see if you recognise it. Firstly, you are going to plan your Gemba. Who is going? When are you going? And what is the purpose of your visit? This step is really important as it shapes and defines the Gemba. By understanding what you want from the Gemba, you can understand who it is you need to talk to and what questions you may need to ask to get the information you need. In relation to this, it is important to ensure you inform the department leader that you are coming so they can prepare. The next step is to then do the Gemba, to attend the place where value is created. In this case, it is Clinic A. When you attend, remember your objective. You are effectively trying to understand a problem. Don't get distracted and deviate from your objective, and remember to be respectful of your colleagues. Next, after you have done your Gemba, capture your findings. What did you observe? What opportunities for improvement were there? And did you see what you wanted to see? Lastly, act on your findings. What are your outputs and what are the next steps? The environment we work in is fast-paced, and the next problem is just around the corner. It will be very frustrating to complete a really great Gemba and not capture everything you saw and the actions you are going to take. So ensure you document it all at the time. With your actions and next steps, be specific. Who is going to do what and when? By the way, did you spot the tool? That's right, it's PDSA. A great way to formalise your Gemba is by using this approach. If you do this, then you have completed a great Gemba. To help you capture all of the necessary findings and actions from your Gemba, the Kaizen team have Gemba logbooks that you can take with you. The logbook helps with your planning and gives you advice on what types of questions you may want to ask whilst on your Gemba. It also provides you with space to document what you find and also any actions you have agreed. This book is a great way to bring consistency to all of your Gemba. If you would like a logbook, please email us, or better still, come down and see us. To become a world-class lean organisation, we must have an efficient and effective Gemba culture, which must be in place at all levels of the organisation. Our Trust Lean Management System, the Patient First Improvement Programme, or PFIP, provides multiple opportunities for Gemba. Here are just some of them. Driver metrics. Our trust strategy will highlight key improvement initiatives called breakthrough objectives. These then become driver metrics, which are agreed with the frontline units and will align their focus on what it is they can work on to contribute to the overall trust strategy. A Gemba on these and the associated A3s will help support delivery and give the frontline unit the chance to escalate concerns timely to avoid delay in the completion of the A3. PFIS huddles are a key part of the Patient First Improvement System. Whether it is a status sheet exchange, a safety huddle or an improvement huddle, they provide opportunities for staff to come together and raise concerns or improvement ideas to be able to make changes for the better. A Gemba of these will give leaders the chance to confirm they are effective and provide opportunities to help embed changes. Problem solving. As with Clinic A example, sitting in an office to try and solve a problem in a department will not be as effective as going to Gemba. Think of a police crime scene. Detectives always go to the scene. They talk to people and they try to understand the circumstances and environment that led to the crime in order for them to solve it. In the work environment, going to Gemba will provide vital insights and information to help with solving a problem. Waste identification. Minimising waste is a key part of Lean. By going to Gemba and reviewing an end-to-end process, you will be able to clearly identify where there is waste. Whether it is staff walking up and down a department to find something that should be at point of use, or patients waiting for diagnosing or treatment. And improvement projects. Similar to driver metrics, there will be large-scale improvement projects in place across the trust, also aligned with the overall trust strategy. Effective Gemba will help you understand the status of the project, what the barriers are, and what support is needed to help with delivery. You may be watching this thinking, well, when will I fit Gemba in, or how will I manage it? Well, to be a world-class lean organisation, Gemba needs to be part of your regular routine. How do we do this? Simple. We incorporate it as part of your leader standard work. By updating your leader's standard work to incorporate regular Gemba slots, you can ensure that the time is pre-booked in your week. In this example, I have decided that I will go to Gemba every Wednesday at 10 o'clock. You can then track on how successful you are about meeting your standard. If you fail to go to Gemba on your predefined day and time for several weeks, it may be time to change your leader's standard work and move your Gemba slot to a more appropriate time and day. Managing your Gemba time as an individual is important, but so is managing your Gemba time as a team. If you are part of a team that will perform multiple Gemba in multiple places across a week or month, it is advisable to have a schedule, so you can easily see what Gemba has been completed by person and destination. It is also a way of proactively managing your Gemba. So, if you know someone is on holiday the following week, then you can reassign their Gemba commitment. But keep it simple. Here's an example. You can see all of the Gemba that has been assigned and to whom. You can use visual management and tick when the Gemba has been completed and cross when it has not been and the Gemba may need rearranging. This is a simple and great way to ensure you meet your Gemba commitments. So, remembering everything you have learnt in this webinar, I'm going to give you a scenario. Ready? You are a divisional leader in the organisation. You have just received your latest set of performance metrics. But you are surprised that despite all of the great work, the discharge before midday metric has not improved as much as you thought. When you have looked into more detail, you can see that Ward A and Ward B have shown great improvement. However, Ward C have not. So what would you do next? You got it. To fully understand what is happening on Ward C, I need to go to Gemba. So, do you remember what step 1 is? Right. You need to make a plan. So, where are you going? In this case we know, it's Ward C. When are you going? Remember the standard work? I'm going to go on Wednesday at 10 o'clock. What are you going for? You want to understand why performance hasn't improved, so you would like to see the performance board and any A3s. Who might you want to talk to? Well, you might want to talk to the ward manager or matron. Try and also think of what questions you would need to ask to get the answers you need. Remember to let them know you are coming, as they may need to prepare. Remember step 2? That's right. You need to go to Gemba. So now it's 10 AM on Wednesday morning and you're going to Ward C. Don't forget to take your logbook. Announce your arrival. Let them know who you are. They may not know. And check it's still okay to be there. Remember your objective and don't deviate. You're there for a purpose, to understand the discharge data and performance. Here are some suggestions of the types of questions you may want to ask. Can I please see your performance board? Maybe ask the ward manager to talk you through the board. Can you please show me your latest data on discharges? Maybe follow up with can you explain the graph and the reason for tracking this data? Maybe ask if they have any live data they can show you. Can I please see your A3? Follow up by asking them to explain the process and how they found it. If you see any discrepancies, avoid questions that start with why, such as why is this A3 out of date and why has this not been done? These types of questions can cause a negative reaction and will not help you solve your problem. Instead, ask what challenges have you faced completing the A3? This is a great way to gain vital insights to the process and a great way to engage with the owner of the A3. For this scenario, the ward manager has said that the main challenge was that they were redeployed to support another ward for 3 months, so the A3 actions have not been done, and this is why the metric has not improved. Remember, capture all of your findings in your logbook. Remember step 3? That's right. You need to study your findings. Review your Gemba logbook. Have you captured everything you wanted to capture? Have you got an answer to the purpose of your Gemba? Remember, you went to understand the discharge performance on Ward C. If you have, then great. What are you going to do about them now? It's time to take action. So finally, step 4. Remember? Right, it's time to act. It's time to take action on your findings. Don't forget, capture them all in your logbook. Remember the challenge that the ward manager faced? What could you do next? Just know it's not your job to fix everything there and then. It may be advisable in this case to provide some coaching to the ward manager. Ask them questions like, if you are reassigned again, what could you do to ensure actions are completed? Now they are back, what support do they need to complete the actions? Who could they ask for support? And is there any training they need? If they have given you specific and confident answers, ensure you write them down and get a date for the action. Support. Sometimes what they need is outside of their control, and they may need your help. Depending on your position, you may be able to make a decision there and then, or you can help them escalate, but always keep them informed. If you can, follow up with them in a day or two, and it may be a good idea to go in Gemba next Wednesday too, to go and see progress. There are many benefits of Gemba. Here are just some of them. 1. You go and see the problem for yourself, so you are clear. 2. You gain insights that you may not have been aware of. 3. You have a discussion with the right people about the reasons for the problem. And 4. The frontline team feels supported and able to resolve the issues with your help. So let's summarise what we went through. We went through what Gemba translates to in lean organisations, which is the place where value is created. Remember the example with Clinic A? In that example, Clinic A was the place where value was created. We understand now that Gemba is a planned event with agreed objectives and outputs. It is not an ad hoc visit. Like I said, there are places for drop-ins and ad hoc visits, but these should not be referred to or captured as Gemba. We understand that Gemba must have a purpose. Why are you going? What are you going to see? I showed you that you can use the PDSA method to complete your Gemba. Plan, do, study and act on your Gemba to ensure it's the best it can be. And lastly, we went through how to manage your Gemba commitments by incorporating Gemba into your leader standard work to ensure you proactively plan. In addition, if you are part of a team that has to Gemba multiple places, then create a rota that is clear and visual. Almost done. But first, let's see how much you know about Gemba now, with just 3 questions. In Lean, what does Gemba translate to? If you said, the place where value is created, you got it right. Question 2. What tool can be used to ensure you conduct a great Gemba? Right, it's PDSA. Remember to plan your Gemba, do your Gemba, Study what you have seen on your Gemba and act on the findings from your Gemba. And lastly, question 3. Can you name 2 opportunities you may have to go and Gemba? Hopefully you got a couple of these. Driver metrics, problem solving, huddles, projects and waste walks provide some of the opportunities you have to go and Gemba. If you would like to know more about Gemba, then please get in touch with the Kaizen team, who will be more than happy to assist you. Also, as always, we value your feedback so we can continually improve our services to you, our customers. So please feel free to get in touch. Our email address is on the screen. We also run Kaizen clinics offering mentoring or coaching in any element of the Patient First Improvement Programme. Dates and times of these clinics will be published on the Trust's intranet pages. And lastly, please find and follow us on our social media pages. We look forward to seeing you. We hope you enjoyed this webinar on Gemba. Please check out our other webinars on the intranet. Thank you very much for watching.